Raise your hands. Who here loves all that jacuzzi and lagoon and Bukhari and pizza and whatnot? Fellow Toastmasters, most honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very warm good evening to all of you. So the day was all set. We were supposed to have a friend's day out, a fun day out. The whole day was planned. Waking up early in the morning, going for breakfast, then bowling, then ice skating, then lunch, then a movie, and then dinner, and then finally ice cream. Sounds much fun, doesn't it? So I did wake up early in the morning and we went to have Eastern breakfast. But no, it wasn't your normal pancakes or coffee. It was much, much more oilier and heavier and spicier than that. So we went to this nice restaurant to have our breakfast. And since we were with friends, we were supposed to have a good time and do ridiculous and stupid things. So we decided to challenge ourselves to make the already much spicy food even much, much more spicy food. Challenge accepted by me. I went to order the food and you should have seen the faces of the cashier taking our order. His eyes were this wide open, were more wider than the eyes of our president Toastmaster program. So we started waiting for the food and the food finally arrived. Steaming hot food. So I decided to take a bite. So finally I took a bite and it was so spicy that I would not dare to take another bite. My face got red and my eyes started watering and I decided that I'm going to stop. But as it was a challenge, I had to do something about it. So I took another bite and another, and my face got red and the smoke started coming out of my ears, and then finally I had to stop. And just in case you are wondering, yes, I did have a bad day in the washroom the next morning. So after the not much eaten breakfast, we went on for bowling and then ice skating, and there began the most epic wars of all. Popcorn war. So, the popcorn that we had taken for eating ended up in our clothes, our hair, and among other places. So after that came lunch. So, for lunch we decided what better to have other than biryani. So we went to the best places in the kingdom, the Muhammad Noor Bukhari. And for those of you who don't know, Muhammad Noor Bukhari has two sizes. One big one, enough for 2 people, and one very big one, enough for 4 people. So, we started waiting for the food, and the food finally arrived, and as we were supposed to have fun with the friends, each person ordered the very big one for themselves. And as food came, before we could have had finished it, we got full and we had to leave the place. Just as we went outside, I saw a sight which is very unusual for a place like Biryani. I saw a beggar with tattered clothes and dirty hair, crying out loud that he hasn't eaten for days. It actually made me stop for a moment, and it was one of those moments in life where your whole world comes to a standstill. I stood there thinking, and in that moment I came across 1,000 different thoughts. There we were wasting food all day. We went to have breakfast and we wasted food just because we wanted to challenge ourselves to eat more spicy food, and we couldn't eat it. And then we went for bowling and then ice skating, and we started throwing popcorns at each other because that was our idea of having fun. And then we order way more than our capacity to eat the rice. Just because we never realize it. Do we ever take time throughout the day to think about all that we do? Do we ever think about how blessed we are? How precious is food to us? About 1/3 of food produced throughout the world, which amounts to about 1.3 billion tons, gets wasted. And you know what's sad about that? About that 1.3 billion tons is more than enough to feed 848 million people go to bed hungry every single night. Children of Africa whose stomachs get swollen and their skin digs into their own skin just because of malnourishment. Do you ever stop for a moment and think about that? Ladies and gentlemen, food is the most precious gift that we get from our Creator, Allah Almighty. But do we ever praise it? Do we ever respect it? And do we ever care about it? So the next time you are about to leave the whole plate of that biryani wasted, stop. Take a moment, think about all the people that go to bed hungry every single night. I would like to end this with saying that take what you want, but please eat what you take.